Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Always, and welcome back to Anti-Material Energy. In the last episode, we got started in this mod pack, which is going to be heavily focused on MineChem, and we made a bunch of stuff. I had forgotten when I came back on here, I was doing a little bit of work, mining out some stuff as well as growing some trees and all that kind of fun stuff. And I was trying to get some more cobblestone so I could make this axe. And yeah, I forgot to do the reload, the script reload thing. And so we ended up getting a little bit of carbon black as well as titanium dioxide. It was not the best of things to happen, but it's kind of whatever. It doesn't really matter. But I have a decent amount of wood now and a good bit of anti-block. So let's try to continue on. So one of the next things we need to do is make a Tinker's construct set of things. So let's get a handful of patterns. And then we're going to need, let's see, we're going to need a stencil table, part builder, and tool station. Tool station is the, yeah, crafting station. Okay. So let's just do this. And then one last thing I want to make is a chest so that we can also make the pattern storage. Perfect. So I guess let's put all of this stuff over here. So stencil table, pattern, part builder, tool station. Perfect. So we can put the stencils in there, and that should be a quest. So we're gonna get some flint items, which is fine. I'm probably gonna use the stone axe until it breaks. Something with the stone axe, by the way, it does actually tree capitate. It breaks all the blocks in a tree pretty quickly. So I don't know if we're gonna need to use the lumber axe at all or not, but we'll kind of see. So we can also put that away. Perfect. All right, so that unlocks. There's also another quest over here that is xylitol, which is a. It's a better food source than sucrose, so we might want to make that. And we're just going to kind of go through the quest and do as many of these as we can. What is the stone? We need 64 stone and 5 aluminum. So we're going to need to get rid of a lot of these, get a bunch of anti-materials. And then that will give us a good bit of silicon that we can then use. Along with oxygen, which we also have a lot of neon. That's kind of nice. So oxygen we can get from sucrose, to be honest. That would be fine. And I made a little system here so that we can easily power these guys when needed. But let's get just a lot of cobblestone. That should honestly be enough for now. We'll throw everything else back into our ME chest. And let's go ahead and make a couple of furnaces. And let's put them right here. Make sure nothing like connects to them. And we're going to want some charcoal. And we're going to want to smelt up all this stuff. And that's going to take a little bit of time, which is not a problem, but it'll get there. So with that taken care of, we'll get the stone soon enough. So let's look at the xylitol. And xylitol, I don't know exactly how to pronounce it. Or spell it for that matter. So it is pretty simple to make. It is C5H12O5. Alright. So we are going to need some oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon. Pretty typical. So C5H12 0.05. Perfect. So there is xylitol. And let's go ahead and scan that in the microscope. And we can claim the reward. Throw the bones in there. So that tells us how to make bones. And we get a basic reward bag, which gives us fluid conduits. Cool. So let's put this stuff back. And this stuff we can eat. And it is a much better food source. Wow. So let's make another one. Or two. And we can make that pretty easily from just sugar. So that is good to know. That'll be a good food source for now. Until we can get into farming, which is another quest we can actually go ahead and do. So lava is another thing that we're going to need. That's going to be a little bit of a pain. But seeds. So with seeds, I'll be able to grow wheat and also make more garden soil. So we need 5 seeds. Seeds are also, I believe, a cellulose thing that we can do. So we get from sag mills and all that. So it's 3 cellulose will give us seeds. And cellulose is easy to get. It is literally anything that we can decompose that's like organic. So that's going to give us a lot of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Let's, I guess, scan that. And that. And that. Why not? And we have 5 seeds. So we'll give us some more garden soil and a reward bag. Go ahead and use the reward bag. We got some lava stone. So is that useful for anything? No. It's the garden soil. Can we? Nope. Okay. So we need to go ahead and start farming. We're going to do that right here. So 1, 2. So that is good enough. And we can just go ahead and plant all the seeds there. And we'll leave one kind of behind. So that will be fine. Now there's also the smashing rock. These rocks can turn cobblestone into sand and gravel. So smashing rocks is something we're going to want to make. So we can get sand and gravel and all that kind of fun stuff. So it's magnesium carbonate and silicon dioxide. So silicon dioxide is easy enough. We can even get that from other things. Sand, and I almost want to say that you can get it from stone, but probably not. But this magnesium carbonate, how do we get that? So we have to make it. So we're going to need magnesium. Do we have magnesium? Let's see. Pyrite, titanium. Yes, we have magnesium. We're going to need carbon, oxygen. We'll probably need a little bit more oxygen. What's something? Sucrose is probably the best thing for oxygen. And yeah, that's all we need. Okay, so let's decompose that. Get a good bit more oxygen. Carbonate is... that's carbon dioxide. What is... it's CO3. So there's that. Then magnesium carbonate, and then we can make silicon dioxide. That's the other thing we needed was silicon. And that one's pretty easy. Silicon and 2 oxygens. Where did my... okay, there we go. That was weird. And then all we have to do is this with this. And that gives us 16 smashing rocks. Cool. So that should be another quest, right? It is. It's going to give us a bunch of cobblestone, more smashing rocks, and a reward bag. So, with that taken care of, let's go ahead and open this. We're going to get gallic acid. That's kind of cool. That is a lot of hydrogen. But with that, now what we can do is we can throw cobblestone on the ground and turn a bunch of it into gravel and sand. And we can pick this stuff up, and now we have access to gravel and sand without like machines or anything. So pretty nice. Now what are we gonna want to do? Let's see, we're gonna need lakes of water, painting biomes. So there's like 4 quests other than the stone, but the stone is done, so we can actually go ahead and grab all the stone. And if we want to get aluminum, I bet it's stone. So let's see, what does 20% chance, and one of those options is probably going to be aluminum. Yep. So we need 5. Let's go ahead and put this in like stacks of 16. There's 1 aluminum. There's 2. We got 2. Alright, well, we need to start making more charcoal, I think. So let's just do this. And let's take a look at one of the other quest lines. So there is the charcoal that we can do. So charcoal, and further on. So if we look at charcoal, so if you look at charcoal is 1600 burn time. But as you go up with the charcoals, which is just smelting it up again, it actually gets better. So we only need 1 of all of these. So let's go ahead and do that. After we get done with the making the charcoal here, and that way what we can do is we can kind of progress with all of the as many quests as we can. Now some other things we can burn include sugarcane. We can make sugarcane charcoal, and that's just cooking up sugarcane. And then there are compressed sugarcane charcoal blocks, which are literally just compressed sugarcane charcoal. So that's basically just make a bunch of charcoal and stuff. Okay, so here is the real question. Hey, we can turn it into mini charcoal. That's even better. So we'll just cook this guy up. And put the rest in there. So the more stone we get, the better off we'll be. We can always make more cobblestone. Let's go ahead and scan gravel and sand. And sand is honestly like the best way to get silicon. So if we look at, you know what, let's look at our chemist journal. If we look at cobblestone, I did not mean to do that. If we look at cobblestone, we can make it with 2 silicon and 4 oxygen. Well, with the smashing rocks, we can make sand. We can decompose sand into silicon dioxide, and that is enough to get a ton of cobblestone. So there's the charcoal. And let's just melt that up again. And we'll get charcoal. And then the madness will continue. So let's go ahead and make some more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Let's make some more cobblestone. And there is the charcoal. And we can kind of just continue doing this until we're done. So there's other things that we're going to need to make, and all of these are going to be eventually compressed. I think we need double compressed charcoal for all of this stuff. And basically what it is pumpkins, carrots, potatoes, anything organic. Apples, eggs. Apples is probably going to be like the worst. Sugarcane, melons, and cactus. So once we get all of those resources, we will get all of it that we need. So, and then this stuff can be used to make even better stuff. Red fruit charcoal, super fruit charcoal. There's a lot of things that we don't really need to get into right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that out. We're going to throw this in, and we're going to throw a full stack and see how much it actually smelts. So let's put this stuff in here. And probably need another chest here soon. Let's move this guy over one. And I guess let's go ahead and make another chest. So let's just take 2 jungle wood. Has any of our trees grown yet? I wonder. Just the normal one. Okay. So that's going to be doing its thing for a bit. We still need more stuff. So let's open these reward bags. We get albite. No idea what that is, but it has aluminum in it. So let's do that, and there's the 5 aluminum that we need. Cool. Sometimes using quest rewards are the best things. So next we have item conduits, pyrite, we've gotten that before, and diphenhydramine. Diphenhydramine? No idea what that is. So let's put that stuff away, and let's look at our quest book. So we have, we've unlocked another quest line. So the stone, we're done. We're going to get more aluminum, reward bag, and triple compressed cobblestone. Which is funny because that's most of the way to one of the other quests that we need. And we get another reward bag. So what do we get? Ally alcohol. Okay. So it's a liquid. And it's an alcohol. So that means it's a carbon hydrogen with an oxygen hydrogen chain with a OH on the end of it. I believe that's what makes things alcohols. I don't remember. My chemistry is a little rusty, to say the least. But let's go ahead and chop down the birch tree. Trying to get a little bit of variety with all of the woods. But we need to scan both of these guys. And we'll put them away. So that did unlock another quest in the Wrath of Fireball Dev. So we need to get, with stone I should have everything to make clay. So kaolinite is what we need to get. And then that I believe is going to allow us to get into machines. So how do we make kaolinite? Wow, that is a fairly complicated recipe. We're going to need aluminum, silicon, oxygen, and hydroxide. And how many of these do we need? We need 5. So that's why we needed 10 aluminum. So let's start working on getting all of this stuff. So there's the 10 aluminum. We're going to need 10 silicon. That should not be too bad if we find something else that has some more silicon. So, I mean, there's a little bit of silicon. Let's put all this stuff away. So we have 4, 7, I think one more of these, or 2 more. I guess one more was the right answer. So that's good. We're going to need 5 oxygen times 5, so 25 oxygen. This is where things are going to get a little expensive, because we're going to need a lot of oxygen. So there's 25 oxygen, and then we're going to need 20 more oxygen and 20 hydrogen. because we need to make the hydroxide ion. So more oxygen. Oxygen, sucrose is I think still the best source of oxygen for right now. But HO, hydroxide, and there's 20 of those. Alright, so we can put all that away. I want to scan that just to make sure it's in there. I'm not going to end up scanning everything, but 1, 2, 3, 4 of those with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and 1, 2. Makes kaolinite. And there's the 5 of those. So time to scan that. And that will give us double compressed dirt as well as a bunch more kaolinite. Wow, that does unlock a lot of things. So the alloy smelter is now within reach, as well as the energy acceptor, purple crystals, skyblock, skystone, and inscribers. For whatever reason, considered pizza, because they probably look like pizza. They kind of do. I can kind of see that. So that's a lot of stuff. If we look at the alloy smelter, it needs iron, but we can make capacitors out of silicate. So what is the use of this clay? So we can make this into bricks and normal clay, binder composite chalk. I'm not really seeing much use of this, and it just turns back into kaolinite. So maybe something with bricks, or maybe the clay blocks can be used for something. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. If we look at bricks, fairy charms, not really going to get into that anytime soon, but it's just kaolinite. So not entirely sure what the uses of that is, but let's look at like skystone, white antimaterial, and carbon nanotubes. That's a lot of carbon and a lot of power. So okay, we might want to go back a page. So what else is there? There is ore cascade. We can't get into that until we can get iron. Social structure, which is kind of multiplayer type stuff. But I think we can do all of that stuff regardless. Alchemy, which, is there any quest? There is one unlocked quest, and it's the bird bath. What does that require? Iron. So iron is kind of the lock. And then this is a work in progress. Pear cell seeds require a pear cell, which requires, let's see, how can we get that? There's ore. There's also nuggets, which we can't get. Can't get the ores. Not entirely sure how to get that, but I'm sure we'll figure out something. And then there's mobs. There's a lot of stuff that's weird with Paracel. We've had that mod before. Oh hey, we've completed a secret. Chest. Okay, I'm not entirely sure. I guess if we make those Hillborn directions, this I don't understand. But those look like coordinates. I don't know that I want to walk all the way out there. So we'll keep that where it is. Chemistry is work in progress. There is some quests we can do. Astral Silver. Oh, there's nothing there. Okay. And then pets. There are a lot of pets, and it looks like most of them are open. We could make some of these guys. I know one that would be nice to have is like, I think the pig or cow would be really good, but that's going to require cascade stuff. So we're not going to worry about that for now. So we're going to go back to blank canvas, and we need to do stuff here. So we need magma crucible. Can we get that? I know we looked at this last time, and yeah, there is titanium and iron. So if we have half a stack of titanium, which we almost do, and a good bit of iron, we could do that. So I know we have a little bit of titanium oxide. That's not enough though, because we're gonna need half a stack to make one of those guys. Okay, so what else do we need? The chisel. The chisel is actually super duper important. Where is... There's the chisel. What's the numbers? 42, 60. Let's just make it easy. 4260 magma crew. So chisel 4260. What else do we need? What else are quests to complete? Retinol. That is something that's actually pretty important. Retinol 4604. Because that will give us access to carrots. Anything else? Most of the stuff is completed. Let's see, we're gonna need an aqueous accumulator. Aqueous, there we go. And then the biome painter, which I don't know if that's something we're gonna want to make anytime soon. So let's take a look at this stuff. So that's gonna require carbon nanotubes. Or we can make this transformation core, which is a lot of dyes. That's not that bad. Wool and an obsidian stick. So depending on when we want to make that means different things. So, okay. Magma crucible we looked at. We're going to need a lot of titanium. So this requires a lot of aluminum and some titanium. The chisel, the only recipe requires iron. But that's 16 iron. Do we have... We do. Alright, so let's do this and grab our first piece of iron. And I want to scan that. And we're going to turn it immediately into a chisel. Now this is kind of important. So let's get the chisel. And that should be a quest right off the bat. We're going to get some other things. We're going to get an iron block. Really? But we're going to want to turn all this stuff into... the like standard. So if we look at the recipe for that, it is that factory block. And I'll be honest with you guys, I'm probably never going to actually build in this mod pack whatsoever, outside of like constructions that we need for getting stuff. So yeah, just FYI. But anyways, that will allow us to get a bunch of other things. So green anti-blocks, red, yellow, and black are all going to be pretty important. And I think we need 5 of each. So let's get 5 of each. So black, red, yellow, and green. That should complete some of these quests. So the green is completed. And why do we want to use these? Well, let's... we can't scan them, can we? Because it's not an actual recipe. If we look at the recipes, rather the uses, green ones, for example. Why did it tell us that one? See, red ones give us red anti-material, which gives us different things. And that's kind of the idea. Yellows give us yellow, which is gold and something else. I don't know why we have green. We can't even grind those up. So we'll turn these into something else. I wonder if lime works. Nickel chloride. So maybe it meant lime and accidentally made green. Who knows? But anyways, we need to grind up these guys and try to get some anti-materials. So we're gonna need more. Let's get black. We need, how many black anti-materials? We need 10. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there we go with that. That's going to give us another stack. And the black anti-material is super useful for getting copper. Copper and tin. So that's good to know. We are also getting more rewards. So the next one that we need to look at is yellow. We're going to need 10 yellow as well. So let's go ahead and make all of these yellow. We only have 1. Yellow seems to be a little bit less of a chance. So let's just make more. So there's 4. If we look at the recipe for this, it says it's a 10% chance. So I have no idea why it's struggling so much. So there's 6, 7, 8. Hopefully we can get the last 2 here. Hey, we got an extra. Cool. So then let's go ahead and scan that. So this has silver and gold, as well as the anti-material, which is antimony. So let's just put that in there. And finally, red. We need 10 red anti-material. So let's go ahead and turn all of these into red. Because I didn't get any of those. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, man. Let's see. We have just a little bit more anti-material, which is a bit of a shame. So we need 2 more. There's 1. Oh, really? Alright, let's go dig out some more of this stuff. And then we'll probably call the episode once we have all this stuff done. So you can see I've been kind of digging out a little bit of a room. And let's see, that is on the last... I think that's fine, actually, if I dig here. Cool. Let's find out. Let's go, like, that many blocks. And dig here and see if it uncovers anything. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so hopefully that's enough for right now. All of these anti-blocks are really going to be kind of the source of a lot of our, well, metals. Until we can get other things going. But we'll get there. So once we have a decent power supply, I'll probably start working on getting the various sugarcane charcoals and all that kind of stuff. So we need red. Just go ahead and decompose all of these, and still nothing. Oh well. Let's just keep on doing this thing. So it really doesn't matter where we mine this stuff out, but as you can see, we hit bedrock pretty early, and that is, I believe, intended. You're not supposed to have all that much room down here, but kind of is what it is. I wish it would put redstone on this pick from the random level ups. The last one I got was modifier increase, which is cool, but not really something I care about at this moment. I want to dig faster, not be able to modify it, because, well, that's a little bit more complicated. So one of the big things that we need to kind of start working towards is not only better power generation, but also just kind of in general more stuff. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to be able to like manufacture everything we're going to need. I'm not entirely sure like the steady supply of items and that kind of stuff, because I really doubt that it's completely going to be anti-blocks, because we'd run out eventually. Hey, finally. So there's the 10 of those. We're going to get more red, and that's all completed. So we're going to throw those in there. Throw all this. So this will give us chromate. Yeah, chromium and aluminum. So that's kind of nice. Not a bad thing to spend your first little bit of iron on. Plus this guy, this chisel, can make these guys into other things. And we can decompose this stuff as well. So that's going to give us a bunch of stuff, as well as the lava stone, which is kind of cool. So that is part of like the reason why you want a chisel early game, because you can turn other things into you can turn things into other things. I don't believe the Z-tones have any recipes whatsoever, but that's something we can kind of figure out as we go along. So let's open our reward bags and see what we get. Ooh, I know what that stuff is. That is melons. So if we look at the recipes for it, the uses, we can turn it into pumpkins and melons. Melons need a little bit of asparic acid and water, but pumpkins, it's just right there. And honestly, we'd probably do this recipe for the melon. So it's one of those things that we're going to want to use to get more crops. So let's throw that in there. That's awesome. More garden soil, some fluid conduits, and methane blue. That has some stuff in it that I'm not entirely sure about. Chlorine. Okay, it's just chlorine. And sulfur. That's what the S is. I don't know why I struggled on that one. But where was that? Yeah. Cucurbitacin? I have no idea. I butchered that one. Anyways, let's put that stuff away. I want to see, can we... Oh, hey, we can decompose these. They'll give us kaolinite? I guess so. It's a very rare chance, but how about this? Can we decompose this? For zinc and oxide, for various things. Okay. Just good to know. Anyways, I think I'm going to go ahead and call the episode here. Next time, we are going to continue on our journey, trying to figure out what are we doing here, and what can we get done, and then go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!